All right, welcome back. Everyone needs an Aquarius. We're back in the building. Dom, how has your week been since we last recorded?
Interesting to say the least. I can't say everything that I want to say because I know we're going to do a Surviving Diddy later,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also getting people to understand false headlines and that a lot of these blogs are posted and they're not going to reputable news sites. And they're
You
like,
got
oh,
to
I
fact
told
check
you
them.
about
You got
the.
to fact check them all the
Yeah.
time.
And it's like, they're like, oh, see, I told you he was going to stop the, drop the sex trafficking. I said, no, they didn't. They didn't drop it.
Nah,
So this is
not one bit.
definitely an interesting day. I can't wait till we go in and dissect that this
Yeah,
evening, or we do it today or tomorrow.
yeah.
But I'm trying to think, do I have anything exciting or iconic moments? Oh, I went to a sinners party. They had a
Yeah,
party.
you was talking about that last time. So how was
Yeah,
it?
so we went to an event sponsored by Warner Brothers, hosted by this guy called Straw Hat Goofy. And
That's
they
his
had
name
this.
is Straw Hat Goofy. Goofy.
That's the name on social media. I don't know. He hosted this event, and they found this old saloon, like bar in Hollywood, and had this event there. And I mean, we had a time. Now they did let people in that my cousin wouldn't let in at the door, but I but it was a time, and they had this photo op where that was really dope. So we had a good time. I need to post the reel, but I posted a different reel today. Well, I need to post that one as well.
So,
So
is, so is, is it a dark skinned brother named Straw Hat Goofy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess he's a movie critic.
Yeah, and then they had he knows Ryan Coogler, and Ryan Coogler did like a video shout out or whatever. He recorded something and they played it at the event. Which was
That's dope.
Yeah, it was really, really dope. We had so much fun. I mean, I came in, was crazy. Like when they was like, sweat till we funky. These people, I came in, they gave out the gate shots. I was like, okay. I'm trying to get some food to my sister. By the time we really could even get to the food was gone. But we had fun. So your girl was lit.
Oh, so y'all was kicking it then.
We was kicking it in there. We had a good time. I ran into a couple of buddies, Jay Washington, Cleo, what's Cleo's last name? Cleo Thomas from Hoes or whatever. I know him through Patrick. Him and his brother. We had so much fun. I told
you with the curly hair.
Yes. But funny enough, King and Dixon was there. So really? I told he was my top 5 current R&B singers. If you guys remember that episode very vividly.
So he didn't. No, I mean y'all really hit it up. So we know y'all.
So I ran into him, and so we took a picture or whatever, and I should have sent it to you to put it on the screen for the people watching, but it's cool. So we had a good time, and Victoria Monet, baby daddy, was there. They was kicking it. So I was like, that's beautiful.
What he's known as? Doesn't he have a
name? I think his name is James or John Gaines. I know it's Gaines because it's like Gaines by Gaines. I think that's the name of his page. But I can't remember if his name is James or John. I don't know. But he's just a beautiful person to look at. That's all.
Just a beautiful person to look at.
Yeah. So, but it was a really, really good time. Oh, and then Tony TV was there from Hey Tony. And if anybody is into he's like a comic, and he does a lot of dressing up and reenactment of different scenes or whatever. So meeting Tony in real life was really dope because I tried to meet him last year at the NAACP Awards, and then I kept getting pulled every which way. And I was like, oh, I'm trying to meet Tony TV. So that was really nice to meet Tony.
So this was a nice little star-studded affair.
Yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, it was.
Huh.
So, and man, the beignets that they had at the end of the night, chef kiss. I don't know what that got to do with Mississippi, because the movie was filmed in Clarksdale. Yeah. But I just was like, I said, how y'all get beignets from that? And it's like, the South. I was like, but the movie was filmed in Mississippi. That's not. It's not filmed in New Orleans. So yeah, that's all. But it was fun. That's what I was gonna tell you.
Yeah, no, I didn't do nothing. I went to a Juneteenth party, but no, I think I talked about that when we did Surviving Diddy. We did a Juneteenth episode. I mean, not episode, Juneteenth.
That's when we
event.
streamed that afternoon. Yeah,
yeah, we streamed
that
afternoon. Yeah, so it was fun. I didn't do nothing this weekend. It wasn't nothing major going on or nothing, man.
I just had the kids. That's all.
Yeah. So let's jump right on in, Dom. Let me see what's on the docket. Brandy and Monica tour is confirmed. Some people was trying to doubt us online, and they was like, "Hey, what are y'all talking about?" Like you said, you get your time to shine right here, Dom. You were in the streets.
Let me tell you something. I'm definitely gonna try to hit up this tour. So when it initially was announced, I think it was mentioned of like Kelly Rowland and Money Long on the tour. This is interesting.
Who's on the tour then?
It's Money Long, Kelly Rowland, Brandy Monica, and it's like another person that I don't think I really knew their name. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. Brandy and Monica tour. And so that is, and someone named Jamal Roberts. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I know this sounds crazy, but it's weird that Kelly Rowland is opening up for them. And I know what y'all are about to say. I know what you're thinking. Y'all are like, oh, this is just Aquarius behavior. You're saying that because it's. And I know independently, these ladies might have bigger or more hits because they are solo acts. So I get it.
You just
I don't know if Kelly should be on this tour. And I'm a Kelly Rowland stand account, and I want to see Kelly. But I think for me, I'm ready for Kelly to get in her bag and like how Solange got in her bag and Solange found her path. I'm ready for Kelly to be in the Kelly bag and do her own thing and not be open. I get it. It makes sense. But I just want something different for my girl.
You just
and even low key Money Long makes sense, and it don't make sense either. Because she's had, I mean,
she got like 2 or 3 songs, Dom, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
these
Money
girls,
Long
Brandy and Monica got hits.
Let's say this. Money Long. Money is long.
All right, because she's a writer.
Right. But I think in that sense but I get it from a nostalgia aspect. These are 2 solid opening acts. So we're gonna have a good time. And I know people like you. No, was that you? Somebody's wondering if they're gonna be able to complete this tour.
I asked that question.
That's you.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that they don't play about is their bag. Now, Monica and Brandy are not gonna play about the money. They're gonna get their bag. I'm interested to see how the dynamic, since they're co-headlining together. I'm wondering if it's gonna be how that's gonna go back and forth. Oh, and we know they're closing with The Boy Is Mine. They will probably open with It All Belongs to Me, that other song they had together, possibly.
Oh, yeah.
But definitely closing with The Boy Is Mine, because that makes sense. And if they don't close it, that'd be stupid.
Who closed? I guess because they closed the show together. So I guess that's. Yeah. I was gonna say who's the headline. I mean, not who's the headliner, but like who ends the show. But they both do. So they try to switch off different cities for who starts out, who goes in the middle.
I think they got to open together. I think they have to open together, and they have to open with probably that song that they have together, It All Belongs to Me, and then maybe do a medley where they can't even singing each other's song.
That would be kind of dope.
Can you imagine Monica could ha 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 ha? Can you imagine her doing aphrodisiac?
Look,
that would be dope though. But I am a big dreamer. I'm a huge dreamer.
I would love to hear Monica sing "Angel in Disguise" though. from Brandy, because that's the joke. Like people understand, man. Brandy
Can we
got
stay
hit
for a second? Let's stay here. Let's talk about that album. Never Say Never.
Yeah.
Oh. And then I think I sent you a clip where Rodney Jerkins was saying how they didn't have any hits on the album. Like they had to go like to war with the label about that album.
Really? Yes.
It was something about, I thought I sent it to you, and maybe I sent it to you on TikTok. No, I think I sent it to you on our chat about Rodney Jerkins and that album. Oh no, where did I put it? Oh my gosh. I must have sent it to you.
No, I mean, I guess there aren't super big mainstream hits on here, but it's a lot of dope songs on here.
Man,
I mean, just looking through it here, you got Angel in the Sky starting off the album with that joint, man. Look, Rodney Jerkins put his foot in that joint.
He put his foot in that album.
Like for real. Like that's the one thing I will say that Brandy did benefit over Monica more was the ability to have these higher level of production to me.
Yeah.
Over not all the time. I mean, throughout her career, I'm saying, but Brandy's career. Monica's got joints, but she had like the Rodney Jerkins, the Babyface, the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And there's nothing wrong with who Brandy has is her producers by any means. I mean, not Brandy, Monica has by any means. It's just that it wasn't that it's polished sometimes, I feel like, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. I'm really trying to find this clip, man, because he just was like talking about how they kind of gave them hell about the album.
Like Dallas Austin was producing a lot of her stuff, and Dallas Austin is dope,
But it's the same
and
thing.
And the dope song on that album, Angel of Mine, was Rodney Jerkins.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm going back and forth if I want to go or not.
It's an interesting thing just because I know that we have allowed people to curate this beef that they didn't necessarily have, and I think it was a lot of outside factors that came in that ultimately had them beefing in real life, because we know the story surrounding Monica slapping Brandy at an award show and all these different things. So something did happen, but like I said that day, I said, hey, we got to give Ray J a little credit for putting the energy out there, whether he's a part of it or not, because he said that would be his ideal thing for his sister, is to go on tour with Monica and they can make a lot of money. So
he was on.
I'm excited, but I think I'm more so excited to see how they're going to line up like the main act. So I'm super geeked. I'm definitely going.
Because is LA kicks off the tour, right? I think
so.
I mean, they both got hits, man.
They both got hits. I mean, which is how we were able to have such a good verses between them.
Yep.
And then that song that Monica played after she previewed a song at the end of that verses, I was knocking that little song for a second. It's a little hood, but oh my God, what was the name of that song? I'm pulling it up. I'm on her Spotify, Monica. Dang, because it's Spotify be weird because they don't put the Trenches. Yes, Trenches. That was the song. So
Brandy just had bangers after bangers, man. I'm ready.
I wasn't the hugest fan of that last project. It had songs that I like. I still listen to 211 because she has this song called Hardly Breathing that is just, oh my God, so good.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard a Brandy album since Aphrodisiac.
Okay. 211 came out when not too much longer after I was out here. So it has the song with her and Chris Brown. I'm gonna put it down. You got to. But there's some that album is really. I purchased that album. Let's see. 211 and Aphrodisiac.
Aphrodisiac. And the only song, and you know what? The only song I know Aphrodisiac is the song with Kanye. Now I'm looking at the playlist.
Are you serious?
I'm almost positive I don't know any of the song on here.
Yo, okay. 211. I want you to listen to 211.
Okay.
But I also want you to listen to Aphrodisiac cover to cover. Oh my gosh. You know Who Is She to You? That's on Aphrodisiac.
I have to hear it. Like,
it's like, who is she to you? Don't lie to me. Who is she to you? My eyes can see. Timbaland produced that.
Maybe. I gotta check.
Oh my god. Okay.
I gotta check. I gotta just go.
211 has the song called Hardly Breathing that is like, oh my gosh. It's just, and then it's like the stacking and layering in that track with the background vocals you can hear. There's a song called Without You, that's fire.
I guess in '99 when the time she went on tour by herself with that big world tour, she canceled the St. Louis. She canceled like 40 dates. Did something happen to her in '99? Or was she pregnant?
Now that I don't know.
Because she canceled like tons of dates. Her January 7th through August 2nd dates, she canceled all them. Why she canceled the tour?
It could be low ticket sales.
Wow. No, dude, this tour was kind of dope. The opening acts was Tyrese, Silk, and 702.
I don't know. See why she canceled dates? Because our thing.
She had to do some stuff from Moesha, it says, and that's why she had to cancel the rest of the tour.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Since we talking R&B stars,
2004. Oh my god, it was such a good album. Please cover to cover.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Okay. All right. Since we talking R&B stars, Tank, my man Tank, which we've always said is underrated, was upset at Billboard Magazine's top 75 R&B artists of all time. Now, I think Tank maybe Tank being upset with this. After I look at this, I don't think this is off of actual talent. I think this is off of like sales and popularity.
Yes. So
and maybe that's the first part that he might have jumped out the window because Billboard's doing it by the sales and popularity, I'm assuming.
So the 75 best R&B artists of all time, and these are staff picks. So I want to name these people because it is a multitude. Well, I'm not gonna say multitude. That's the big word, but it is Trevor Anderson, Janine Coveney, Mackenzie Cummings Grady, Kyle Dennis, Angel Diaz, William E. Ketchum III, Carl Lamar, Joe Lynch, Heron Mamo, Gail Mitchell, Michael Sapinara, and Andrew Unterberger. That's what it say. So this list is just, again, very, very, very selective. These are staff picks at
I can't look. One of the things that I'm looking at glaringly here, Dom, is and this Tank, almost every one of these other artists I'm looking at, I feel even above him has a classic album. Does Tank have a classic album like all these other artists ahead of him? That's my question.
Okay.
Every one of these artists above him has a classic album.
All right. So since you're saying that, okay, so let's do number 75 is Ruth Brown. Right. And above Ruth Brown is Summer Walker.
And she has no goddamn reason to be on this list. That's the biggest.
But if you're saying
sales and stuff, maybe. But even with sales and stuff, I don't know about that one.
So we're talking about sales, classic albums, though it may not be your forte. Summer Walker's first album is a critically acclaimed album. No skips. There are a lot of people. Okay.
So you said Summer Walker has a classic album.
I am not the judge here. These are just reviews, solid reviews from her first album. I'm a Summer Walker fan. I still play that very first album. It's a solid body of work, you know, and you have even people that enjoy either her EPs more than the albums. And she has, but she
won the Soul Train Award for Album of the Year in 2020 for this album.
Yeah, remember the picture on the red carpet where she was awkward? But here's the thing about Summer. Summer has been very consistent, very putting in the work, but
okay, I mean,
I can
maybe
see
it might be a classic album. I mean, it was number 2.
How she's in this spot. She could have low key been 75, and that's no hate or anything. I said
who?
I said she should be probably 75 on the list versus 74. And that's not me hating, but I think so. Here's I want to read a line from the article, the opening article. So this is where the staff's mind is. So it says, what a difference 10 years can make. That was the last time Billboard tackled the monumental feat of ranking the top R&B artists dating back to the 50s. Michael Jackson, who grew his R&B roots to capture the king of pop crown, ruled over.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch, though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey, man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
That 2015 tally. Now, as the music industry and fans celebrate Black Music Month 2025, Billboard is picking up the best of all time gauntlet once again, expanding from 35 to 75 entries. The latest iteration kicked off Monday, June 16th, with the reveal of the artist ranked from 75 to 51, with subsequently daily. Why did I say? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Subsequent daily unveilings through June 18th, when artists ranked through 25 and 11 were introduced. Now the countdown concludes with the reveal of the list top 10 honorees in tandem with today's Juneteenth holiday, which was June 19th. Staff discussions on how we go about determining the entries and rankings were, to say the least, heated. Helpful to fuel these illuminating and sometimes crazy discourses, generational debates over old school versus new school. At the same time, Mount Rushmore debates were raging on the social media front as fans were weighing in which R&B artists like Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Luther Vandross, R. Kelly, and Usher truly deserve to have their images carved in the stone of all time. In the end, Billboard staffers agreed on the following criteria.
Okay.
Vocal prowess, body of work, career longevity, industry achievements, game-changing influence, and enduring generational and cultural impact. While some singers who made the list are known for their lyrical skills, songwriting wasn't a major deciding factor for in this instance.
They said it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yes, songwriting wasn't a major deciding factor in this instance. And legendary singers best known for their for fronting groups versus their solo work were not included, which means a ranking of the best R&B groups of all time is no doubt in the offing.
I was going to say Raphael Sadiq is not on here. That was my thing.
We'll circle back to that statement. In the meantime, any of the best compilation automatically invites naysayers to the party. As these 75 singers are revealed, The expectant clamor will rise in the response of our staff's deciding factor who is on or off the list, who's risen or been dropped off, or who still has never made the latest version of the 2015 ranking. More crucial, however, is understanding the chief intention behind Billboard's 75 best R&B singers of all time is a teachable moment when at a time of Black history, culture, and achievements are being erased and revised across the board. Black Music Month originated in 1979 in efforts of the observance of co-founders Diana Williams, Kenneth Gamble, and Ed Wright. And each year it drives home an insightful.
Dinah Williams.
Who?
Dinah. It's pronounced Dinah.
Dinah? That looked like Diana, and I thought it was Diana because Black.
It's Dinah, right?
No, it's Dyana.
Right, it's
yeah, that's fine. You're saying that's that.
Yeah, no, it's not Dinah. I remember.
I'm looking at it from the hood girl standpoint.
No, because I heard her on podcast say her name. Maybe it is Dinah. I forgot how she pronounced it. And I was like, I thought it was Dana or Diane this whole time, but I think it's maybe. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay.
Because she's a big deal in R&B. She's a big deal in R&B because she's actually Gamble. She was either married to Gamble or Huff, one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and each year it drives home an insightful comment made by author activist Maya Angelou. You can't know where you're going until you know where you have been. So here's to the rich past and the unlimited future of the multifaceted jewel that is R&B as the reveal continues. And now, drum roll, as the top 10 artists take center stage. So how you want to do this? So we have Summer Walker, like we said, at 74. But based on that, so I'm gonna say this. I think where they're missing the mark, I think Billboard needs to, and Rolling Stone and whomever is having these conversations and these dialogues, I think there needs to be a live camera. We need to be in the war room. So you remember on BET when they ranked the top 50 or 100 rappers of all time, and they actually had a show. There was a special series where you were in the war room with them. And I thought that was so important because you get to see how everybody is going to bat and no, you need to move this person. You see them re-ranking people, moving stuff. I think that's an important part of this. Also, so we can see what people look like. Because half of these names on this list, I haven't had a moment to pull up their bios, maybe a photo of them. But it didn't seem like it's a lot of us having this conversation. And I challenge people to always be inclusive of us in these spaces. But also, I know when it comes to journalistic realms and all of that stuff, we have started to do our own thing because gatekeeping, and they only allow so many of us into these spaces. So let's leave with that. So we can run through the 75 list real quick. We're at 2747. So 75 is Ruth Brown, Summer Walker above her, Etta James at 73, Jackie Wilson at 72, Keisha Cole at 71. No skips on the way it is.
I get. I'm with you. That's a classic album.
Yep.
It just out of principle, it doesn't feel good. That's all.
Do you want it off the list or her off or?
I want her off,
but we have to remember art and music are very subjective.
Yes, and her having a classic album, like I said, puts her on there. Like, if you have a classic album, you get to be on this list.
I'm gonna say this: her comes in at 70. I think that's a travesty. I think she probably should be ranked slightly higher.
Over who though?
Her is an EGOT.
I know. I know, but I'm just saying. Who you gonna put?
I might put her over Tank.
Oh, okay.
I might put her over Keith Sweat and his whining.
You can't do that. Keith Sweat got hits.
I'm not saying.
I actually think Keith Sweat should be higher.
Man, look, I listen.
He's got multiple classic albums. Don't matter. He's got multiple classic albums. Multiple classic albums.
Oh my God, Keith. And I think of Keith now. I'm gonna be honest. And so we talk about the legacy touring and you're being able to tour off of albums. Honestly, Keith Sweat can still sing pretty much. Keith Sweat should still be making new music. I'm sorry. I feel like
he does.
I'm gonna give him a little credit.
It's stuff that comes out.
Okay. I missed it on that. Okay. All right. So her comes in at 70. We have Bobby Womack at 69, Phyllis Hyman at 68, Tank at 67, Keith Sweat at 66, Tina Marie 65, Lettucey 64, Music Soul Child 63, Anthony Hamilton is at 62, Ashanti is 61, Neo at 60. Who would you swap and move? Or are I
don't necessarily have no issue with this one. I mean, I think Keith Sweat should be higher, and a part of me thinks Tina Marie needs to be higher too, low key.
I was gonna say maybe Tina Marie higher and low key Phyllis Hyman.
But at the same time, I can't really, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna flex it. I think Keith Sweat should definitely be higher because he's got more hits than a lot of these people on this joint. But I can see how his vocal skills did bring him down as well. So yes, I get
his vocal skills. Because like we don't take the hits away from him.
Yeah.
But I'm just going based off of the criteria, and if we're including vocal ability, definitely. But I'm with you. I'm not the hugest Tina Marie fan.
We got some.
But I'm with you. I feel like Tina has had a little more impact culturally, but I'm gonna say this: she's probably here white.
Ooh, I just thought about somebody not on here.
Who?
John B. If we talking about white people,
but that's where we go back to people who are these, and the words of the great Tommy Davidson. Who are these niggas? Because
Donnell Jones too, man.
Is Case on here? Oh wait, we'll get there.
Case not on here. No. If Case is not on here, I know that. Okay. Go, but keep going. Keep going with the
okay. So we have 59, and honestly, but you know what? It's probably his vocal ability. Neo is at number 60.
Yeah, but it's vocal ability because we're not putting in pen either, though. They said right.
Yeah, they said they're not necessarily including, which is make it even harder. But 59 is Fantasia, Peebo Bryson 58, 57.
I'd actually pull down Peebo Bryson a little bit.
Okay.
But
Joe. Joe is, oh my God.
Joe's got to be higher.
Joe got to be higher. We have Natalie Cole 55, Jasmine Sullivan at 54, Jill Scott at 53.
Higher.
I would say higher. Jasmine for sure higher. Stephanie Mills 52. Rick James.
I would say actually lower with her, maybe.
Stephanie Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rick James is 51 and John Legend is 50. That's a little tough for me. I think Rick James should be higher, but I'm thinking of Rick James, the icon, the personality as a whole.
And you also they said longevity too. John Legend's been putting out consistent material for 20 some years at this point.
Yeah.
And Rick,
I feel like Rick should be higher, but if we're talking about
Rick kind of cratered in 89, 90.
No, but they also included cultural impact.
True.
Think of the Chappelle eras and the resurgence of Rick James for our people. Because we was all shocked at how he just dropped dead like that. Yeah. Because we had seen him so much more.
He was just on the BET Awards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bobby Brown, is he too low?
This is a Bobby Brown stand account.
Yeah.
And you know for a fact that I think he is way too low. I mean, he's in the top 50, but Bobby Brown, I feel like should probably be. I'm biased though, so don't ask me. I'm biased, and I think
Lauryn Hill shouldn't be on here. The whole list. I don't think she's had enough body of work to be on this whole list. Period. Like she has an impactful album, but I couldn't see her being considered a better R&B singer than those people below her that have been putting in work consistently. She's got one album, man, and that one album.
All we need is a classic, and she got the one.
She got a classic, no doubt. But if we're talking now, I mean, she should. I'll take that back. I'm not gonna say she shouldn't be on the list. She shouldn't be this high to me because she only has one album.
We talk about this all the time.
Only has one album, and
we talk about that all the time.
Who's been putting out consistent hot shit for 30 some years? Shouldn't be hard. Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, I'm okay. 47. The Weeknd should not be on this album. I mean, this list at all. I don't consider The Weeknd a R&B artist. First of all,
and
I don't consider him a vocalist at all. I think he's a great. I think he's a great performer. There are people that really stand him. Like my homegirl, Beyonce. He loves The Weeknd, and I like Balloon. Like he has songs that I enjoy. I don't think The Weeknd should be on this list. If we're talking about pop, he's more in that realm. I don't call him a vocalist.
Yeah.
So that's 47. We have 46 Rihanna, 45 Angelo, 44 SZA, Dionne Warwick at 43, Barry White at 42, and I cannot believe this. Brandy is at 41, and Aaliyah is at 40. So this is a controversial top 10, right? I mean 10. So
SZA too damn high.
SZA's too high. Rihanna, I get how y'all put this person here, but y'all also said vocal ability.
You talking about Aaliyah?
They said vocal ability. That goes for Aaliyah. That goes for SZA. That goes for Rihanna. That goes for The Weeknd.
And Brandy's supposed to be. They call her the vocal Bible. How is she not? How's she sitting at 41? And we just talked about in the last segment that and look, quiet as kept. She got 3 classic albums in a row.
No skips on that first album. Multiple hits. Vocal range crazy. And I think people be trying to fuck Brandy over because when we think about vocal ability, Brandy really uses her voice as an instrument.
That's and so vocal Bible.
Right. And so I think when we're used to people being able to blow, but she's like in the strings field, like realm of instruments. And she knows how to do that, the runs, all of that. And Brandy she gonna hit a high note. But I think people are doing this based off of can she blow like her counterpart, like a Beyonce? And those are 2 different realms of music. Because you think it, and because low key, you know, would be dope if Brandy need to do a jazz album. She would kill that shit because of the stringiness of her voice. And when I say string, y'all know I'm talking about the strings in the orchestra. Don't fucking play with me. Y'all know that's what I'm talking about. But I think it would be dope. Now, Ray J, we talk about you want to put hands on, convince Brandy to do a jazz album. I think that'd be really dope.
And D'Angelo should be hired as well.
Oh, absolutely.
That dude he kicked in the door for Neo Soul to becoming what it is today.
Yes.
He's never had a bad album either.
That was I just said that on my last show. I said that was one of the first CDs that we had when we got a CD player. D'Angelo.
That brown shit. He has not had a bad album. Now when man brought him down here is that his work ethic isn't the highest level and he doesn't have as much material, but he's got 3 albums and they 3 classics.
Yeah. Aaliyah needs to be lower.
I don't know. I can't. Leah, I
can't.
No.
I'm gonna explain why.
Because you sound like the Beyonce stan.
No.
Put Leah down more.
Listen, no. First of all, when the girl was alive, I wasn't the hugest fan anyway. And then this is pre Destiny's Child era.
Okay.
So this is me understanding music, having parents that really instilled that in you growing up. Like I tell you all the time, I say, "Oh my God, I want an A&R an album so bad. I want an A&R." Like I would love to see how I would bring a project together, bring it to life. But then as it was various factors that played into that for me. Now she is definitely the intro to the whisper singers like the Jhené Aiko's, like the SZAs, and things like that. The reason why I say that I think Aaliyah should be a little lower, and I think she's as high as she is mainly on cultural impact. That's not vocal ability. It's solely based on impact, and unfortunately, she passed away so young because the self-titled album was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you something.
Yes.
How often do you go back and listen to the first album, which I think is called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number? Then you got One in a Million, and then you have the self-titled album. Cover to cover, are you skipping? The last project you're probably running through, best song on that album, Loose Fucking Rap.
The One in a Million is a dope album though now. One in a Million is a dope album.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I found myself when I went back to listen to it, I was like,
I can't listen to the first one no more.
We know
because of another gentleman we'll be discussing.
Yes,
higher up in this list. Keep going on, Don.
Also, I think it's solely. I think it is that, but that's for me. I can't.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of. I think it's more so the tragedy that surrounds Aaliyah, and it's a lot of tragedy. We talk about it all the time on this show. Outside of the plane crash, there's a lot of trauma and tragedy there. But there's no way I think that she should be above Brandy. I think the two could be flopped if we're gonna leave them where they are.
Okay.
So we have at 39 Roberta Flack, Maxwell 38, 37 Frank Ocean, 36.
What if DOC never got into that car accident? What if Ice Cube didn't leave NWA? What if the Game never leaves G-Unit? What if Teddy Riley never moves to Virginia? What if we got that J. Cole and Kendrick album? What if the RZA would have never had that flood? How would the hip-hop world sound today? Welcome to Hip Hop What Is, the podcast where we dive into the biggest what could have beens in hip-hop history. From iconic album delays to game-changing partnerships that never happened. We reimagine the culture we love and explore its alternative paths. And you are now at Hip Hop What Is.
Braxton 35, Babyface, that's funny. Donna Summer at 34, Alicia Keys at 33, Lionel Richie 32, Anita Baker at 31, Gladys Knight at 30.
I honestly, Anita Baker's pretty low to me.
Absolutely.
Pretty low to me. Yeah, Anita Baker's super low to me, man. And
Lionel Richie a little low for me.
Who?
Lionel Richie is a little low for me.
I think it should be.
But I know they're saying Sans Group. They're saying Sans Group.
But if you got, then it's another person I want to talk about when we talk about the snubs should be on this list then if we're going to have Lionel Richie on here.
Then go ahead. You have the floor.
Raphael Sadiq.
Absolutely.
If you're letting in Lionel Richie with the Commodore stuff, and I didn't like Lionel Richie post Commodores as a kid because you could blatantly see he was selling out. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you was about to have the reason my mama had.
Oh, because his girl beat him up and she knew kung fu too.
No, she was like how he treated Nicole Richie mama and that girl
and look, kids, that article about that was in Jet Magazine. That's how I found out about it as a kid. I was
my mama
got beat up.
So wait a second. Let me tell you how I met Lionel Richie.
You met him?
I met Lionel Richie. And it was so funny on a weird but working at Saks, and I sometimes miss it. I was like, dang, do I need to go back there part-time? But it ain't the Saks that used to be. But Saks, I used to meet everybody. That's how I met Patti LaBelle. That's how I met randomly Frank Ocean, so many different people. Cicely Tyson. What's 227? What's her name?
Amala Gibbs.
Yes, yes.
Happy birthday, Marla Gibbs. Her birthday was this week too.
You said what?
Her birthday was this week.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Marla.
91 years old.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
But I was coming out the stock room and something happened. So somebody always saying something and they be testing me, dog. Like I would so many stories. Like that could be a show itself working in retail. Whatever it was, I came out and I was on bitch. And I rolled my eyes and I was like, oh, like so hard and disgusted face, mouth open. I opened my eyes and Lionel Richie is right there staring at me. And it was like, he said, well, what is going on back there? They got you all frowned up like that. And I was like, they tested me, dog. Like they really be trying me. Like I'm not from St. Louis and I'd be really frustrated. And we just fell out laughing. He was so cool. He was so cool. And so we had a nice little conversation. But just like I told y'all how I had breakfast with Verdine White one time, just randomly.
Shout out to Verdine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
but a lot of Richie, he seems like he's a nice gentleman, but he's too high on this list.
Yeah. I don't know. But if we talk, I guess technically, if we were moving songwriting from this, I'm thinking of just different variations. Fine, I guess he can stay where he is. I think Anita Baker is too low.
Anita Baker's got 3 or 4 albums that are classics.
I don't know. Do you feel like I feel?
You can run straight through too. You can run straight through.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, this is we're Anita Baker staying count over here.
Yeah.
So, and I was wrestling with the fact that if I felt like Babyface should be higher, but if we're removing songwriting ability from this,
Babyface only has 1 classic album, though. Two.
Yeah, I think it's 2.5.
2.
Because everything else is production and then collaborative efforts like the Love, Marriage, and Divorce album with Tony, which is a really good album. We spoke about that before. But I'm gonna say something.
Is Alicia Keys too high?
No. 2 classic albums.
Yep. Yep.
I was gonna say something about Babyface.
What, vocal ability?
And there we go. Does he drop down if we don't?
I'm assuming that's the reasoning.
That he's lower or that he's higher?
That he's lower.
Okay. I was thinking if we just did it on that alone, I would push him down a little more.
Oh,
he knows his strengths and weaknesses.
Right, and he ain't gonna overdo it. He's not
gonna overdo it.
But actually, that's actually a great talent to have, to be able to know, like, yo, I ain't gonna do too much now.
Yes. So entering at 29 is Diana Ross, Erykah Badu at 28, Shaka Khan at 27, Chris Brown at 26, Patti LaBelle at 25, Bill Withers at 24, Teddy Pendergrass at 23, Luther Vandross at 22, Donny Hathaway at 21, and Otis Redding at 20. I am going to say Luther Vandross is too low, and so is Patti LaBelle, and Chris Brown vocally might be too high. And y'all know how I feel about Chris.
Okay. Luther should be higher. I can see that.
Because on impact alone, I think
but then you gotta look into a situation of, is he more impactful than the people sitting above him? And I would say no.
I don't know. So I'm thinking
more impactful than above him.
I'm thinking of how
dropping down. If I'm in this scenario, if Luther is going to be higher, who above him should be below him? I don't see nobody.
I see
maybe Isaac Hayes. Maybe that's the one.
I could potentially flip him and Janet.
No way possible.
When we think about,
nope, you can't do it. Janet's got 4 straight classic albums in a row.
Okay, but I'm thinking. But I'm thinking vocal. I'm also adding vocal arrangement.
We got to think about Luther did change things vocally. Yes.
So I'm saying.
Janet, I think Janet is too low.
So I'm gonna say this is why I'm saying the thing about Luther.
Okay.
Luther also changed a lot of stuff for white artists. So think about him touring with what's because the song is on all night. Yes, David Bowie. Like even in that realm, and how he did the rearrangement of all this stuff, and people were like, he was sought out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm thinking about
Janet Jackson is dancing. She's doing all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean she's dancing, but
when we get into the top 10, it's one person up there. I think is up there because of their actual their performance more than their vocal ability.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like Luther could be a little higher. Just I'm thinking about across different genres of music that Luther was able to transcend and go across. So you know what I mean? Like that's what I was thinking about when it came to Luther. But also very Luther stand account. Luther been dead for 20 years and I still am saying Luther like it happened yesterday, my nigga. So you can't ask me.
All right, let's go into the top 20 then.
Okay, we are already at top 20. We at the top 10. We are at you're right. Otis Redding, Smokey Robinson at 19, Al Green at 18, Janet Jackson at 17, Mary J. Blige at 16, Isaac Hayes at 15, Curtis Mayfield at 14, Sam Cooke at 13, Usher at 12, Ray Charles at 11, Marvin Gaye at 10. I feel like these people could be here. I'm not mad at this. I would shuffle some people around in this tier.
Okay.
Not mad at Usher for at 12. I think I would shuffle Mary J. Blige a little further down.
Yeah, I think Janet Jackson should be above Mary J. Blige.
And then Al Green, I'm putting maybe, I don't know. I was kind of moving. I was thinking maybe Isaac Hayes, but I would probably move Isaac Hayes and Luther. But I feel like Donny Hathaway. Maybe I'm shifting everybody down one, and I'm putting Donny Hathaway up a little higher.
Donny Hathaway would need to.
I don't think he should be at 21.
Yeah, he needs to be in that top 20.
Yeah. Usher.
I think he's actually pretty high. I mean, I think he's maybe a little bit too high, I'll be honest. But at the same time, I can't hate either, though. Like, are we a prisoner of the moment right now because of this tour and that stuff and the residency?
So let's go back to his first album.
Yep.
Because people keep thinking that it's My Way. That's his first album.
No, it's not
My Way. He has a song called like So Many Ways. That's
my joint. I love So Many Ways. This is the subtitled Usher album, right?
Yeah, that's the first really.
All the time I Think of You was on there too. That's my joint too.
Call Me a Mac.
Call Me a Mac is the joint too.
Yeah,
I thought that was a girl at first when I first.
We all did, and then we saw the video.
Yep. I said, that ain't a girl.
Which is also funny enough, which is why there was such a huge delay in his second project, because his voice changed. He went through puberty. So they shelved him for a while because of that. But when Usher came back out with You Make Me Wanna for the My Way album, I could tell you where I was. My daddy dropped it off at school. I got it from him and I was just like, oh my God, it's Usher. He's just so sexy. And my daddy was like, all right now. But think about the impact of You Make Me Wanna and then My Way dropping after that. And then we got like Usher Mania. Because Usher is on tour everywhere. He on opening everybody tour that year. Yep. I feel like I saw Usher like 6 times in concert over that course of that stretch of that album. So they're setting Usher up to be that guy. And then you get a 8701 for me is My Confessions. How y'all feel about Confessions? I love 8701. Like
no, he should be. You know what? You making poignant point here. He's where he's supposed to be at.
Yeah, I'm like, because then you get confessions. And even though when he got married to Tamika, things kind of got a little convoluted for him.
With that Here I Stand album.
But that second album, that album, the Here I Stand album, is really solid because that's got Love in the Club. That's a really good album. So I don't know. I'm not shuffling Usher too much. Yeah, I don't think I'm not moving Usher. Ray Charles at number 11 and Marvin Gaye at number 10.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay. I'm fine with it.
R. Kelly at number 9, Mariah Carey at number 8.
Oh, let's stop right there.
Okay.
Because I think we're gonna have a little bit more meat and potatoes discussion with this top 10 a little bit.
Okay.
Let's start with the R. Kelly before we even go through the rest of them. How do you feel about R. Kelly being here?
I think where they said that they are not going to include songwriting ability, it's obvious that they included songwriting ability here.
Thank you.
Because
for like picking and choosing, like when they want to use songwriting ability.
Yes, because for me, I don't think he is one of our greatest vocalists. Luther Vandross can sing this nigga under a bridge, like, and drown the nigga from the other realm that he's in. Like, and that's me. And they're like, oh, you're thinking about, no, I am going to be fair. I'm removing that. This is where you have songwriting ability because, and then I'm going to say this, and it's more so the songs for other people that we're going to put into that. I think that they're factoring in here. Somebody said it the other day. They said the Trapped in the Closet series, they said, how do we let this nigga get away with this? This is terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrible. Feeling on your booty is terrible. But I think that it is as a whole. I think they included that layer of the. I think there's
and also his impact too, because he did change up the way cats was doing their music too.
So did Devontae fucking Swing, and he's not on the list.
Yeah, but no. Kells was changed, like that rap singing shit. That's Kelly. That's R. Kelly doing that shit. That's Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Wait. Let's look at the year. Because when does Hotel come out?
Hotel? What do you mean?
Girl, you wanna come to my hotel?
Oh, it's on Cassidy's album. That's on Cassidy's album.
That's like 04. That's 04. Okay. So what's the song with him and Jay-Z? Because
Fiesta. Huh? That's like 2000.
Okay, so same thing, same iteration of the song, and let's stay there.
But that's 2000.
Okay, walk with me.
Mm-hmm.
Nelly drops Country Grammar. I think that was like my 6th grade year, like 6th grade.
Yeah, that was my freshman year in college.
So that's like 2000.
Yes, very much 2000, early 2000 too.
And actually, no. If I'm in 6th grade, that means that's 90 something.
No, it's 2000.
Okay, let's look.
It's like because I think it came out maybe like December of 99, but like it didn't start popping for real until like February of 2000.
Okay. I'm trying to see the same
time. They saw Hot Shit original and they repackaged it.
Yes, that's true.
They made it Country Grammar.
Okay. So I'm thinking of this time, that realm. What song are you saying by R. Kelly is rapping, singing?
Fiesta.
So that's the same window, and actually probably a year after. I give credit to Nelly for that rap singing stuff. Like, y'all can say I'm giving Nelly too.
I got it, but Kells was like flipping it, literally doing R&B, then flipping into a rap, like rap singing at the same time. Like, it's weird. He was doing.
I'm gonna give the credit. He took it and made it his own. I like to give that to Nelly, just because we really hadn't seen anything like that at that time.
I would say he's the first rapper to do that. He's the first.
I don't think he was.
Hold on, let me see.
No, I don't think he was the first rapper, but I'm saying to take it mainstream. Mainstream,
right?
Because because in a sense, we could think of Snoop kind of doing it too.
That was way later though.
Okay, then never mind.
Oh no, you thinking like something like him doing like Lottie Dottie, we likes to, but that's, he was doing Slick Rick, so
I know, but it's like holding the note. But I'm telling you,
okay. Kel's had he. I'm not the biggest Kelly fan, but you got to give him.
But I think they're also thinking. But I think they're also talking about. I think they put a little
longevity too, Dom, and longevity. His longevity.
But I'm talking about here. I think they also factored in songwriting. For me, like I told y'all,
I agree with you, but I'm just saying his longevity is long.
And there are people that want to probably have me stoned because I don't think Kim, the singer, is that great of an art. Like it's boring to me. I don't. But I see how people. I can't see it, but I see people. Oh my God, Kim, and I'll be like, what? But vocally, Kim is not great to me. Vocally, R. Kelly is not that great to me. But if you're saying across, impact,
podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health,
femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up with both parents, married parents, and then you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, her siblings and my siblings. So so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens. Yeah. So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But that's womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
Part of that, I have to be impartial to that because I know that these niggas is talking about songwriting ability, though that is not.
This impact. This dude had a lot of hits on the radio, like that he was on or part of. You got to think, R. Kelly was probably the most popular R&B artist from 95 to 2002, 2003.
It's just weird to me. This nigga can't read. So
I'm talking like sales and all this shit.
That, at his big age, this, the nigga can't read. I'm okay.
That's a fact. He can't read.
I just, but there's so many I don't know. Y'all gonna say I'm hating, so we can move it along. Let's move on to the next one because he don't do it for me. He been weird to me. I never forget, like I said, the post to see him and Aaliyah in matching outfits and Word Up. And I was like, ain't that bitch supposed to be 14, 15? Like, this weird. So we got Mariah Carey, Prince. Mariah Carey's 8, Prince is number 7, James Brown is number 6, Whitney Houston is number 5, Beyonce is number 4, Michael Jackson is number 3, Aretha Franklin is number 2, and Stevie Wonder is number 1.
Have no problem with it, except for number 4.
You say what? You fine with it? Where would you move Beyonce down to? Because you would be moving her down, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I'll say this. I'll just move her down to 5. No, I'll move her down to 6. Move up James Brown and Prince, and move Whitney Houston down.
I almost was thinking about if I would shift Prince, James Brown, Whitney Houston. I probably would put Beyonce at number 7.
Wow, you said this?
Yeah.
Wow. I was ready to come into this podcast, ready to go with you. God damn you. You sensible.
I love being wowing you and surprising you. No, because I understand, like I said, from that musical standpoint, and we're talking about impact and people that paved the way for a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking about that impact from that standpoint. And Beyonce is there. So when they probably redo this again in another 10 years, I might feel different. But
right,
I feel like,
but you're saying like in this moment, you're saying like
in this moment, I think I will probably.
You got to think James Brown's got to be higher than Beyonce to me, because you have all of hip hop is basically based off of James Brown.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think I will move her down. I think I will push everybody up, but then move her, amazing, drop her to 7.
Amazing.
And low key, I might flop. That's tough. It's something sticking out with me about Whitney Houston where I think I would drop Beyonce to 7 and bump everybody up 1. I think I'm solid with my answer. Flopping it.
Okay. I mean, I don't have no issues with the top 10. Besides, I mean, just the order of them. I know Kel's.
Do you think Stevie Wonder should be number 1?
100%.
Can you play that clip?
Yes. Hold on.
Because I don't think I want to see your reaction to it. You have a clip from a show I was on called "Give Me 5."
That instead of Stevie Wonder, because Stevie Wonder don't really be singing like that.
You what?
Said that meant that represent that fight.
Stevie Wonder is the only person that recreated a song that kind of as.
Seriously, he played the bongos. He did the duck duck. He can tap dance. So nigga blind driver. That nigga singing sus.
BT Kingsley would not agree with Stevie Wonder being at number 1.
And that's when you're talking about people that are just foolish. Like I don't even have any debate towards that. That's, I mean, and I don't even want to talk about it. That's like the whole idea of somebody saying Jim Jones is better than Nas. Like, it's just some things that you just don't even look. We're not even gonna do that. I don't even want to have music conversations with you at that point in general. Not even not at all. Not about anything.
Shout out to him. He has an amazing series.
Now I do have a list of snubs for this list. I have a list. Not what I made. I made while we were on here. Just now.
I mean, I think John B should be on here. I think that's really fair.
Oh no, there's a big glaring one that I don't know how they gonna figure out or put their mouth. Sade is not on here at all.
I was gonna say Sade.
Like, what are they trying to classify? How the fucking Weekend on here? If you on, what are you classifying?
That's what I'm saying. Looking at the people, who are these niggas? Because it doesn't make sense. Sade is not on here. You don't have. I'm gonna say something. If we put Aaliyah on list, where's Tidra Moses?
I mean, I actually,
and I only say that,
I'm a Tidra,
but there's complex simplicity. And how much we reference that album, how that album has come. It is a solid project.
I won't put it
should be high on the list, but like you said,
Donna Hathaway is not on this list. Come on now, Monica's not even on this list.
But who are
Donnell Jones isn't on this list.
I said Donnell.
Yeah, like
I'm trying to think of who else that I could think of out the back of my mind that it isn't on this list.
I mean, Avant. Do you put Avant in this list? Does he have a place? I'm not saying he should be now, y'all. I'm just
what we should do. Let's do this. I think this will be fun for us. Let's do an episode where we create our own. But we do it via live. Y'all can see into our war room.
And we're only doing 70s up. I'm not going to really speak on like Jackie Wilson as much and things like that. Let's just do 70s and up.
Okay. That's fair. Are we going to include I think in ours we would probably add the songwriting factor to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were in a group, because like I think Raphael Sadiq should be on there. I mean,
and low key Coko should be on there if you want. I mean, I know that's a group thing, but Coko could outsing a lot of these motherfuckers on this
from list. SWV, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Let's say this too. Then in that case, you got to put Kelly Rowland on that list because she's singing a lot of.
No,
yes, you can't.
I'll sing Coko.
Kelly Rowland?
I'll sing Coko from SWV. No way possible. You don't do this, Dom. Now I knew we was gonna run in the bump. Did I know the bump was gonna be here? Let's go. All right, you tell me.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. Y'all
I know people probably riding in the car bugging up right now.
Okay, and why I say that I'm gonna be honest, and Matthew will agree. Kelly Rowland isn't as big of a star, likely because of colorism. He said it. I can agree. We got the writing factor or lack thereof.
Dark skin too.
Ain't nobody subscribed to Coko like that solo.
Right. No, I get that.
But I'm saying bigger star in general. Kelly's to a certain degree is a bigger star, and I'm saying that doesn't.
That's different.
But we're not going to talk about star power, vocal ability. Kelly Rowland can out-sing everybody in Destiny's Child. Beyonce
out-singing Coko.
Beyonce has done a lot of work, and Beyonce is a star in his work ethic. You see a lot of that go into Beyonce. You see that with a lot of the big stars that we see today. It's the work ethic, it's the discipline. But Kelly could go. I think she could hold her own with Coko. I'm gonna send you a clip.
I'm not even that. That's not even.
We can agree. We can agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree.
No, it's not. It's not even factual.
Coco's style of singing is dope.
Let's the listeners chime in on this one.
Coko singing is dope for that time.
You know what? Let's put up a poll on the. I'm gonna put up a poll on the YouTube page and on all formats. Coko, you taking Coko?
I want you to do a clip. I want you to do clips side by side of them singing.
You the question will be: you in a singing contest? You taking Coko or are you taking Kelly Rowland? Is that what you think?
I think people don't realize how rawly talented Kelly Rowland is. I'm gonna end it at that. We've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. So what we talk about? You said you wanted to talk about Jim Jones.
No, I don't know more. And the reason is that the BT Kingsley thing. That's your friend. Is his name BT?
Yeah.
Kingsley? It made me realize that I shouldn't even talk about the Jim Jones Nas thing. It's so ridiculous.
Listen, if y'all want to see that show, Give Me Five, hosted by comedian BT Kingsley. It is out now on Tubi. It was on the Kev on Stage app, and now he sold it to Tubi. Y'all can catch those episodes. And it's a draft style show, and people can steal your pick. It is a great show. That episode in particular is like, give me your top 5 R&B singers. I am featured on this episode with Keisha E, his manager Tony. You got to hear on the show Tangerine Thomas is hosting, and it's a great episode. It's a really great episode, and you will get your life because we go to war. We go to war for our picks.
Sorry. So one more thing before we get out, I do want to bring up and to discuss these daguerreotypes of blackness. I'm gonna play a video for you all, and we'll talk about it for a couple of minutes, and we'll get out of here.
Senior at Harvard, I took a class called African and African American Folklore and Mythology. The class was basically what the name suggests. We studied folklore and mythology originated from Africa and African Americans. So think Brer Rabbit, Uncle Remus, Anansi the Spider, all of that. And it was taught by a brilliant woman, Professor Maria Tartar. And she was white. This is important for the story, I promise. And because of the nature of the class, we talked about slavery a lot because that's where a lot of these stories originated. We talked about like the Gullah people, the Geechee people. One day, I will never forget this. Professor walks into class and she's so excited. It's like, I did it. I got us access to see the daguerreotypes. Dario, what's a daguerreotype? Well, a daguerreotype is one of the earliest forms of photography. This is before like regular cameras and such. And the pictures are printed on like a silver plate, so it's a mirror. It's reflective. Remember this for later in the story. Anyway, everyone in the class knew exactly what daguerreotypes she was talking about. These daguerreotypes were commissioned by a very famous Harvard professor named Louis Agassiz in the 1850s. And this man believed in polygenesis, which is the idea that basically black people and white people are from different races, like different species. And he really wanted to prove that. So in 1850, he went to South Carolina and found a plantation and decided to have these daguerreotypes of enslaved people there at the time so he could prove his theory. Keep in mind, daguerreotypes are really expensive, so the only people that have access to this type of technology are really rich. Anyway, the story has it, he comes back up to the north. He's so excited because he has these daguerreotypes, aka pictures of enslaved people. He shows them at a conference or some meeting. And apparently the people there are like, actually, don't ever show this to anyone ever again. He doesn't. He never shows them again. It's not until almost 200 years later in the 1970s, someone's cleaning out the attic of a Harvard museum that they find these images. They find these daguerreotypes. During my time at Harvard, these became like a hot commodity. And not anyone could just go see the daguerreotypes when you want it. They're really fragile, so they have to be viewed specially, stored specially, handled specially. Only people with like pull or clout would be able to access them, which is why my professor was so excited that she got us in to see them. So maybe the day after that, we all go to the museum. There's about 10 to 15 people in this class, and the majority of us are black. That's also important for the story. And we go into this really dark room, and we have a museum curator with us, and the daguerreotypes are carefully laid out in these like gold plates. And she has on gloves and the whole thing, and she's telling us, basically to be careful, not to touch them, and, go ahead and take a look. And when I tell you, words cannot describe what I saw. I had seen images of slavery before, but nothing quite like this. And remember when I said the daguerreotype is sharp and reflective? It's like a mirror. So it felt like they were alive, like they were looking in our eyes and I was looking back in their eyes, and they looked like me. They looked like my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles. And the room was so silent that you could hear a pin drop. When we got to the last one, we all stood against a wall. And the museum curator was like, "Do you guys want to take a second look?" And no one responded. I'm not going to post a picture of what the images look like, but you can look them up. Still, it might not do it any justice because the daguerreotype is such a visceral experience. As soon as we walked out that room, so many of us were in tears, just bawling, like hysterical. Experience had such a profound effect on me. I actually wrote about it in my Yale Law School admissions essay, an essay called A 250, and I'll read just a part of it for you here.
All right, that's a man. If you guys, I don't want to put the images up either because some of them are pretty. I'm gonna say they're graphic. They're just, some of them they're nudity stuff like that, and some of them. But she's not lying about it. So it's one that's real popular named Renty Taylor. That's the technically supposed to be the oldest picture of a slave that's been able to be produced, or whatnot. And like she said, you are looking at like someone, and you're looking at them, and it's like the distress of the life of being a slave and being basically from nothing. You could see it and feel it in their eyes, and particularly with Renty Taylor, he was actually captured. Mm-hmm. As a slave in Congo. So he wasn't even born into slavery. He was enslaved and brought to the US. And so think about how he felt or looked, because the photo with him was taken years later, 1852, it says 1850s. And he was born, they say maybe 1775, they're trying to say here. So let's say he is, so when he got brought here, was born in 1775. He was brought here in 1800. So he was 25 years old. So think about his life. He doing his regular thing, living there, and he gets captured. and now you are some other land doing, working for free. What, and this is, I believe he was in South Carolina. Also, shoot, it's hot as hell out there, and you believe that you can't have another life. It's got to be like how someone feels that is wrongfully accused and went to prison.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't believe I'm like, every day are you waking up? I can't believe I'm here. It's a different thing with that, than people, when you think about, slavery, especially with Juneteenth being last week, of like, man, you think about, you knew that you were free before and understood it. It's different. And I wouldn't say it's different, but it's a different mentality if you are a person that was born into slavery than someone that came into it. So the distress on his face and the way he looked, what stories he had. And if you go into his history, he basically, both his daughters were sold, so he didn't even get to see. So all that pain is in his face. And that picture exhibits all these different things and trauma that he's been through. And then when people say that us as black folks ain't got nothing to be complaining about, and the slavery so long ago, just go look at some of them pictures.
And it really wasn't that long ago. Like,
no, and understand that a lot of that's in our DNA.
Yep.
Black folks, that's in our DNA. They've already researched and proven that that's just in our DNA.
It's generational trauma. And so I think the interesting thing about all of this is, it's like how she said that they just found them in this attic, like somebody was cleaning out an attic at Harvard. So ultimately, the ancestors, the descendants of Renty came forward and sued Harvard for this, and so they had to relinquish some of that stuff to his family. They won that, and then in returning some of the stuff to like his rightful owners, and some of them they kept at the Peabody Museum of Archaeology in what is this? Oh, I can't even talk today. Oh my God, I'm so sleepy. Anyway, at Harvard's Cambridge, Massachusetts campus. And so they're saying that it make you think about, like how the natives were very strict in regards to allowing their images be captured on film, because they would think that it would take your soul or harvest your soul when you see the daguerreotypes. And so seeing them, like how she said, on those plates.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Boyz II Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
And it's like you staring back at yourself, like where you come from. Mm-hmm. And we talk about our Blackness and wanting to trace certain things and not having the opportunity to really even do that, and to see something like that that's so impactful and so, man, harsh. It's but that's our reality.
Yeah.
I would love to see these in person.
I would too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. Because like you said, even the images, as sharp as they are, but I just would, man. Man, that's all I got is man.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, sorry, we ended the show on this, but we wanted to. It was some. We wanted to, give you some levity and actually looking at these. It's interesting when you dive into these photos and just the photos in general of these times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean. I don't even know, like, I don't even know where to even, and it's funny. Here's an update. This happened just a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Harvard University will relinquish its 175-year-old photographs believed to be the earliest taken of enslaved peoples to a South Carolina museum devoted to African American history as a settlement.
I heard about that museum.
So that's the update.
Okay.
And so the photos of the subjects identified by Tamara Lanier, depending on who you're talking to, as her great-great-great-grandfather Renty, whom she called Papa Renty, and his daughter Delia will be transferred to from the Peabody Museum of Archaeology and Ethnology to the International African American Museum in South Carolina, the state where they were enslaved in 1850, and when the photos were taken, a lawyer for Lanier said. And then it said, the settlement marks the end of a 15-year battle between Lanier and the esteemed university to release the 19th Daguerreotypes, precursor to modern day photographs. The resolution is an unprecedented victory for the descendants of those enslaved in the U.S. and praised the client's years-long determination in pursuing justice for the people she had identified as her ancestors. I think it's one of one in American history because of the combination of unlikely features to have a case that dates back 175 years to win control over images dating back that long of enslaved people. So we can go to the museum and see them.
Okay. They do look vivid, even in the ones that they show online. It do look like you looking at somebody's soul, man. Like,
yeah. And then it's funny because you know how within links, like you'll see an article. I'm on PBS.
Yep.
One of the articles that's linked in there, it says descendant of people enslaved by St. Louis University say they cannot participate in a formal apology. Fucking slew, man. So, yeah, I mean, American history, I think the crazy part about the time that we live in now is Black history. And I think and
the funny thing, and I know that this may sound, I wouldn't say Eurocentric, Black American centric, but Black American history is basically Black people in the world's history too. Like in a lot of ways, because we move and I know that there's definitely history of people in Caribbean, definitely history of people in Brazil, in Africa as well, and European brothers and sisters as well. But blackness our American blackness is so prevalent in society that I'm one of my homeboys that's from Britain and college. Like, dude, we learned about y'all history in school. We didn't even know the shit about what was going on in Britain with Black folks. We learned y'all Black history and Black History Month. Damn. Because we got blood of a slave, heart of a king. We've been through the shit. We are the that's why sometimes when they say the lost, when they talk about Judaism, the lost tribes that we are those lost tribes of Black folks. We are those people.
The 13 tribes. What do they call that?
Yeah, it's 10 lost tribes, I believe.
Yeah. I remember a church used to do something. It was a church in Kirkwood that used to do that sermon, that performance of that.
So it's like we are the ones. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the shit. Not saying that other people have not been through shit, but we went through, and we still come out doing fly ass shit. We come out building shit, still fighting, building things, inventing things. making music, changing sport.
And the words of the great Maya Angelou, still I rise.
Yeah.
And that is, when we talk about Blackness, that's all we can do is, which is, I think, why we get frustrated when we see certain things happening. But then it goes back to what you said about a lot of that trauma generationally being instilled and passed down. And we understand it, as we are doing health in the mental sector, understanding generational trauma and how that can show up. So it's a lot of hurt, a lot of healing that for sure needs to happen, but we ain't gonna never forget. Like, how you gonna, like, 175 years ago ain't long ago when you really think about it. It's really not. When we think about when we think about the civil rights movement, think about, I'm reading Tina Knowles' book. And Tina Knowles, is talking about the age gap between her and her sister, but her sister taking her to a sit-in. And she was like a little girl. Tina Knowles is only like 70, if she that.
Yeah.
That's not long ago. She talks about how her dad, I'm at the part, she just found out that her daddy didn't know how to read. And he probably, or write. And so now she's wrestling with this fact, and she's just like, you know what I mean? So that's all I got. I don't even want to go into it today, because we'll be here another 3 hours.
Yeah, no. Where can people hit you up at, Dom?
Y'all can find me at St. Angeles on Instagram, everywhere you social media, you social network. I can't talk today either. I need a nap. Dropping an episode. I mean, by the time this air, it'll be out, but we just did a review of 28 Years Later. So that'll be out, and that looks like that's turning into a project that Daryl gonna produce. So that's all I got for y'all. So yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for listening as always. And we're looking for the poll soon. I'm putting that up on the interwebs. I don't even know if I want to do this to you, Dom, because I think you might get embarrassed on this one. We'll see.
I don't think I will. I stand firm on mine. I'm not saying that Coko can't sing, but I'm gonna say that Coko has a very unique voice for that time period that she was in. Never mind. I ain't even gonna start shit, because if you really want to, because then now we're gonna have to insert Latasha and Tamika into the conversation from Escape.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Because you're talking about vocals. They got them vocals. Now they might be having their own family drama. Whatever.
Fair enough. All right. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.